Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you for E-invoicing webinar today. Today's session is basically planned to give you a practical clarity on e-invoicing. Myself, Preeti Bhatnagar. I am CIE CPA US qualified and associated with MATS since long. For today's session, myself and Priya Sarvapalli are the co-speakers and Abhay and Priyanka are the moderators for us. To conclude the session, we will be taking up Q&A at the end of webinar. So I would request you all to put your queries in the chat box so that we can take up that after the webinar ended. And without taking much time, now I would like to hand over to Priya to begin the session.
Thank you, Preeti. Welcome, everyone, and very good afternoon. We are creating here awareness session on future of invoicing, that is e-invoicing. I am Priya Sarvepalli, Director in MATS Auditors and Accountants, and I look after tax, compliances, and accounts. I have been associated with MATS for more than 10 years, and my total work experience in the field of audit taxation is more than 15 years. My educational background is I am a MBA and CMA, and my experience is in different industries like manufacturing, services, healthcare, etc. Next, next, yeah. I would like to introduce here MACG, our company, MATS Accounting Consultant Group, because some of the clients are new and some of our existing clients will join the webinar today. So I would like to introduce here about MACG. MACG is MATS Auditors and Consultant Group, which consists of mainly two companies, MATS Auditors and Accountants LLC and Business Services. LLC company, Auditors and Accountants LLC company is mainly for audits, accounting, VAT, corporate tax, liquidation, transfer pricing, etc. Any advisory and reporting purpose. Business Services LLC Sharjah is mainly for company formation. Our offices are in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Sharjah, and in India. Yeah, next. I would like to introduce our company growth timeline. We started in the year 2015 and our core business was accounting and taxation. In 2017, we started the audit practice and we have 500 plus audit completed till date. 2018, VAT was introduced. During the VAT, we had seen significant client expansion due to the demand in advisory services. 2019, ESR was introduced and we executed multiple ESR projects successfully. 2020, we launched company formation. Till date, we have 100 plus companies formed in UAE. 2022, we have made an exclusive Sharjah office only for company formation. With 2023, the introduction of corporate tax, our business has seen lot of exponential growth due to increased demand in compliance and advisory services. Similarly, in 2024, there was a demand in transfer pricing assignments and we started doing all transfer pricing assignments. We have more than 400 plus clients and 90% retention rate. So that means a lot of our clients are starting from 2015, we are still with them. Industries are manufacturing, trading, real estate, healthcare, consulting, and many more. Our international clients include in KSA, in India, in USA, Singapore, many countries we have international clients. Our team members' educational backgrounds are CPA, CMA, CIA, MCOM, MBA, and many other qualified professionals. Our services are internal and external audit services, liquidation services, accounting and bookkeeping, management accounting, financial accounting, VAT related services, filing, refund work, consulting work, corporate tax advisory, impact study, and the city filing. We are also doing transfer pricing, which is salary benchmarking, creating local file and master file. and then company formation in mainland or FZ tax planning for company formation. We are the registered channel partner for company formation in these areas like IFSA, SHAMS, Ajman, Medan, DMCC, Rakesh, etc. We are also listed auditors in DIFC, DMCC, Dubai Department of Economy and Tourism, and many more free zones. Our listed auditors means our reports are accepted in all these zones. Next. So today's agenda is we'll do introduction to e-invoicing and then UAE program objectives, applicability and timelines, compliance process, and the most important is 50 mandatory fields info which business need to be readiness, risk and penalties associated with not following e-invoicing, product solution and match support, and a bit about Tally software. And if you have any question during or after the session, please feel free to type them in the chat box. What is e-invoicing? So Ministry of Finance has officially introduced the e-invoicing system in July 2023. E-invoicing means the businesses can no longer issue invoices without reporting them electronically to the tax authority, that is FTA. It must be generated through the systems and in structured electronic format such as XML. Previously, PDF scanned invoices, OCR based invoices will not be permitted. The idea is to ensure that invoice data is captured digitally and accurately. Next. So, what are the objectives of e-invoicing? So, we all know that UAE is forerunner in the digital economy and it want to make the modern and paperless digitally connected. So, e-invoicing is introduced to fulfill that demand. So, it also enhances the tax transparency and reduces any fraud or any gap or any evasion. It makes the efficiency in audits and any refund procedure or any reporting. Next. Applicability. So as of now, it is mandatory for only B2B businesses and B2G businesses, that is business to government and business to businesses. And it is applicable to all mainland and free zone entities. Kindly note, business to customers is still not required. Please note, business to customers are not required as of now. For the next part, I would invite Preeti again. She will explain in detail about e-invoicing model. Thank you.
Thank you, Priya, for introducing with e-invoicing meaning, etc. So now let us start. What is the e-invoicing model? So basically, I will clarify you how this model will work. This model is basically called five corner model. This is a PayPal framework based model. And as a model, it is a very secured, all the data will be 100% secured in this system. So I will explain you in the next slide what exactly the five corner model is and how it works accurately. Next, please. Yeah, for as we are talking about, there are so many FTA approved ASPs. So I would like to tell you all that only FTA approved ASP can be the middle layer, can be the one who can convert our invoices into e-invoices. So they mandatorily need to be approved by Ministry of Finance, and each and every client means the customer. They need to mandatorily select those FTA approved ASPs only. So in nutshell, I would like to say that without ASPs, this e-invoicing section cannot work at all. So each and every client will have to take the services of FTA approved ASPs only. Next, please. So we have put few questions also just to make it more interactive. So it's our first question. Let's see how people answer. It talks about basically e-invoicing is not applicable at present on A is B2B, B is B2C, C is B2G, and D is none of above. I would like you to request to answer in a chat box, please. I'll give a minute. That's great. It's a simple one. I hope everybody knows that e-invoicing is not applicable at present on B2C businesses, business to customers. Correct. Let's move to the next slide, please. Yeah, this is the five corner model. Five corner model, this is a basically image from the FT portal itself. I'll just explain in this slide a bit and then in detail in the next slide. In this slide, we can see there are five corners. Corner one is the sender who is issuing the invoices. Corner two and corner three, they are the middle layer. Basically, they are the FTA approved ASPs, which are very important. And corner four is the receiver. Corner five is the Ministry of Finance, which is a very critical corner because they are getting each and every invoice information with them. Ministry of Finance, FTA, the corner five. Let's go to the next one. I will explain in detail how this will work. So corner one, as I told you, the corner one is the issuer who is issuing the invoices. Issue the invoice will go to corner 2. Corner 2 will be the issuer's ASP, which basically a client need to mandatorily take up the services of the FT approved ASP. Corner 2 will validate this information and transmit this information to corner 3. Corner 3 is again ASP, but it is receiver's ASP. Corner 3 will again validate this information and deliver this information to corner 4. Corner 4 is the actual receiver of the invoice. So till now we are clear with the four corners. Simultaneously, what will happen? Corner 2 and corner 3, who are the ASPs, they will be sending information of invoices to corner 5. As I told you, corner 5 is the critical corner. They are Ministry of Finance, FTA. They will be collecting all the data. They will be validating also. In case of any errors, they will be rejecting the invoices also. And for future sake, they are storing each and every information with them for future audit purposes. So this is basically the five corner model, which we need to know practically because many of us are asking that how exactly this model work. So as I told you in the beginning also, that ASP services, the middle layer, corner 2 and corner 3, are the mandatorily selection requirement. Next, please. Now let us talk about the timelines, which is very crucial thing to know. I would request you all, if you don't know the timeline, please note it down. For the businesses having revenue above 50 million AD, they will be coming in the phase 1 implementation phase and they need to appoint ASP by 31st July 2026 and they need to mandatorily implement the e-invoicing system from 1st January 2027. Mandatory implementation basically means that all the invoices will be issued electronically only. So if we miss any of these deadlines, whether ASP selection or mandatory implementation, we will have to face penalties and penalties have already been announced by Ministry of Finance. So we need to be very careful that no timeline should be missed at all. Next, please. Now the question comes, what about the businesses having turnover less than 50 million AED? Those are also coming in the phase 2. There is a mandatory e-invoicing system for them also. Although their dates are a bit far, like appointment of ASP by 31st March 2027 and they need to mandatorily implement this system by 1st July 2027. So effectively, from 1st July 2027, all the B2B, B2G businesses, regardless of their turnover, they will be mandatorily doing e-invoicing only. Next. So now let us talk about what are the key benefit, because we just think, oh, why this new system is coming, why this that is happening. There are various benefit. I have taken few of them, like the faster VAT refunds. If everything is going electronically, VAT refund will be definitely faster in comparison to today. It will be a better compliance. Audit risk is reduced because from the very beginning, clients, customer, they are very conscious that there should be nothing incorrect in the invoices. We should not, because everything is going with FTA. So it will reduce our audit risk so that we are doing the correct system from the beginning itself. And definitely it will make the UAE economy digital for sure. That is the base purpose of UAE. Next, please. Now we need to see whether the businesses are ready or not. That is the crucial thing, because right now, as we are a bit far from the deadlines, so this is the time we need to check whether we are ready or not yet. So for that, first of all, we need to review our process, that how we are doing our invoicing preparation, maybe Excel sheet, maybe Word document, maybe PDF. So we need to review it. Then we need to review whether all the mandatory fields are coming our invoices or not. In case they are not coming our invoices, we need to add up those fields for sure, because from FT side, these are the mandatory field. The first step is review the process. Next is assess ERP readiness. There can be integration required, and there can be some formatting changes in the ERP itself, like date format, etc. So we need to judge whether our ERPs are ready to implement this e-invoicing system. Next is cleaning the master data, because whatever master data is prepared, like TRN number, seller name, buyer name, everything, that each and every information is going to FTA. In case any information is incorrect in the base data, definitely the information will be incorrect with FTA. So it is like garbage in, garbage out. So for that purpose, this is the correct time we clean our master data to ensure that we implement this e-invoicing system without getting much rejection of invoices from FTA. Because in case of incorrectness, definitely invoices will be rejected. Next would be engage the ASPs that I told you, that we need to appoint FTA approved ASPs only. And afterwards, we need to train our teams how to prepare the invoices. Some of us will be taking the services of completely ASPs or coordinator services, or they may be doing themselves also with the help of ASPs. So we need to train the teams also accordingly. In this way, we will judge whether our business is completely ready to implement this new system or not. Next. So this is again one information, which is a crucial information. It talks about 50 mandatory fields in the invoices. So this is given by the FTA itself. They are telling us that these information must be available in the invoice. And out of this, I would like to tell you 15 highlighted fields. These are mandatory, but these are right now not covered under UAE VAT law. So many of these highlighted fields may not be right now covered in the present invoices of the clients, but by implementation of e-invoicing system, we need to add up this in our invoices also, so that it does not get rejected. Like as an example, I can say 34th point, amount due for payment, that may not be coming in our current invoice, but it needs to be mandatorily to be incorporated in the e-invoice. Next. Next, please. This is an extract from the latest guide provided by FTA itself on 23rd February 2026. There is a new guideline come which is giving basically a complete detail how the process to be implemented, responsibilities, and various information is there. One of that information is given that sample e-invoice. This will be the sample which we can see here after when the e-invoice will be generated. It will look like this with all this information. I know it is coming a small thing on the screen, but it is a part of the e-invoice guide. So I thought I should present it also. Next, please. Now the next question. Please everyone be ready and write down the answer in the chat box. What is the due date for appointment of ASP for the businesses B2B, B2G having revenue above 50 million AD? Option A, B, C, D. Please answer in the chat box. Thank you so much, Aparna, Amal, for the quick answers and the correct answers. Thank you so much. Let's go to the next one. Just for everyone's information, the answer was C. Now, let us talk about the risk and penalties, which is a very crucial thing to know because many people are asking that if somehow we miss the deadline, is there any penalty? Is there any issue? Yes, there are various penalties already announced by FTA. So first of all, except penalty, there are two more things. Delayed refunds. When the e-invoicing system is not properly implemented, it will be a delayed VAT refunds. Like I said, when everything is electronic, it will be faster refund. When the e-invoicing system could not be implemented, definitely it will be the delayed refund. Increase audit risk. FTA will definitely come that these companies could not implement by the deadline. So there is a definite risk, or I can say that if clients are delayed with their deadlines, FTA may come and check what are the reasons and audit risk is increased. Next is monthly and daily penalties, which I'm going to explain in next slide, please. So now people can note down that first penalty is talking about failure to implement electronic invoicing system. It is 5,000 per month and there is no cap provided by FTA right now. So it can go beyond any amount because 5,000 can be multiplied by number of months or part thereof in case the companies could not implement this e-invoicing system or they could not even appoint the FTA approved ASP within the prescribed timelines. So that is the most important thing. And this is the first penalty, 5,080 per month. Next. Next, please. Next penalty talks about, although client may say that I have implemented the e-invoicing system, but due to some reasons, I could not generate the e-invoices. So in that case, 180 per invoice is the penalty. And I would like to clarify in case of credit note, debit note, those also need to be electronically generated only. In case those are not electronically generated, again the penalty is same 180 per electronic credit note. But this time, now there is a cap which is 5,080 per calendar month. So the cap is not the maximum amount. The cap is only for a particular month, 5,080 penalty. That's why I say that we should do it timely and we should not at all miss any timeline. The next penalty is basically in case of any system failure, there can be a possibility that after implementation, after appointment of correct ASP, still there is some system failure. So in that case, as an issuer or the recipient, what is our duty? We need to notify the appointed ASPs regarding the system failure as well as regarding the changes in the registered data. There can be some change like address change, TRN number updated, anything it can be. So in case of failure of the system or change in the registered data, we need to notify this to the appointed ASP. Accordingly, the ASP will inform this to FTA. And if it is delayed, the penalty is 1080 per day or a per day off. So it's a big amount because it will be calculated per day. Now I would like to tell you a practical thing that how this e-invoicing will work. These are the product offerings with the by the FT approved ASPs only with our coordination. So there can be three type of solution. It is very important everyone to know this because this information everybody wants to know. So what type of these three solution can be? One can be API integration. This is basically applicable for those clients who are currently using any ERP system and they want that everything should be integrated from the backend and nothing is required to be done from the team of the company. So in that case, what they will do, they will take the services of FTA approved ASP in which they will just do the backend integration and everything will be sorted. Client does not need to worry. They do not need to change their processes any which ways. Everything will be integrated and the e-invoices will be generated and uploaded with the ASP as well as provided to the FT approved ASP and FT as well, sorry. Next would be bulk upload. So some of the clients, they may not be using ARP. So for those, I would like to clarify very clearly, it is not at all mandatory that you need to take the services or you need to implement any ERP system just for the sake of e-invoicing. It is not like that. The point is what they can do, they may be doing Word document invoices preparation or a PDF, JPJ or Excel sheet. They can continue doing that. But what they need to do, they need to do the bulk upload to the FTA approved ASP. So in that case, ASP will convert, validate, transmit. This is all the work will be done by the FTA approved ASPs. So they will be transmitting this information according to the required format of e-invoice. And in that way, the information can be transmitted to FTA, which will be an accurate information. For the second point, I would like to clarify during the gap analysis, we will check that all the mandatory fields are available or not. In case there are some absence of mandatory fields, some formatting required like DDMMYY ki jagah if we want to do MMDDYY. So that will be done at the time of gap analysis. And when everything is okay, bulk upload is a very good solution for those clients who are not using any ERP. Now the third point comes. Third option is in case some clients say that I have very few invoices and if the portal is provided to them, they can themselves prepare it. So that will come in the third option, which is web interface. In this, how it will work? As ASPs will provide login ID and they can use the portal of ASPs with the subscription plan and the team itself either as a consultant we can do it or the company professionals they can themselves prepare the invoice in the web interface option. They can just put all the information seller, buyer, amount, VAT, everything. They will just put everything in the portal itself and the information will be transmitted through ASP to FTA. So there are these type of three options are very much important to know all of you. So first is ERP related clients that they will go with API integration. Another is in case there is no ERP, they may go either bulk upload or web interface. And if you have very few invoices, then web interface can also be a good solution. Next, we talk about costing part. Costing part, I would like to clarify that costing is definitely according to the each client, it can be different. But how the costing is going to be worked out? There will be three components of that costing. First component will be gap analysis. Gap analysis is the thing which we need to do during these months for the phase one clients because it is high time that gap analysis should be done. In gap analysis, there will be two parts like technical part and normal informatory part in which we will be taking care whether all the mandatory fields, formatting, master data cleaning, everything is up to date or not. In case there are some gaps, we will just fill up during this gap analysis time. And after this gap analysis costing, the next component is integration and implementation costing. This will be applicable only for those clients who are going to do ERP integration. So for others, like point number 2 and point number 3, which is bulk upload of app interface, they will not be incurring this integration cost. Next would be annual subscription plan. Annual subscription plan will be mandatory for all of the three options. It is like a number of document, how many can be issued through e-invoicing system, and number of document will be judged on the basis of invoice issued as well as invoice received. So we need to take the total of these invoice issued. If there are 100 invoice issued and 200 received, it will be a 300 document subscription plan which needs to be taken from ASP. So the third one will be the annual cost. However, gap analysis and integration will be only a one-time cost. Only in the beginning, this cost will come. So I hope if you have any queries regarding this, please let me know in the chat box. I will be happy to answer on this because this is a typical thing and everybody wants to know. That's why I was trying to clarify as much as possible. Next, please. Now the another question comes. Let us see who has seen the penalty properly. Amount the penalty in case e-invoicing is not implemented timely. So here are the options A, B, C, D. Please answer in the chat box. Perfect. Answer is option D. Thank you so much, Aparna, Syamraj Ramachandranji, and Amal Jojo. Option D, correct. Very well and very prompt answer. Thank you so much. Now let's go to the next one. Now we will talk something about accounting software, and from here I would like to hand over to my co-speaker, Ms. Priya. You please take over.
Thank you, Preeti. Thanks for the detailed information on invoicing. So, as Preeti has discussed, we need ASPs to integrate the system. We need to have an ASP. But there are certain accounting software in the market who are trying to directly integrate e-invoicing. So there is a direct integration with the e-invoicing system, and that means business can generate and transmit e-invoices directly from their accounting platform. And there is no need to separately engage any ASP for that. So there are the softwares which are in the process of getting their license. So some of them are like Zoho Books, Tally Prime, these kind of software, SAP, Oracle. They are in the process of getting the ASP approved. Now, what about Tally software? I would like to highlight about Tally software because it is one of the oldest software. It is around having 60K users in UAE, and it is the largest accounting software provider in UAE, one of the largest, and it's a 4 decade old, and it has presence over 100 companies. We our books of accounts, many of the clients we are maintaining through Tally software, and through Tally software is now Peppel certified, which is one of the very important step to get FTA approved ASP provider. So it is already Peppel certified, and very soon they will be getting e-invoicing certification done. And so we can use Tally software as a built-in accounting software for e-invoicing for small and medium-sized companies. Next. So here I have a question. You can all answer in the chat box. What is the due date for implementation of e-invoicing for the business having revenue above AD 50 million? Now you can see the answer choices. Just type the answer in the chat box. Thank you, Aparna. Thank you, Sam. I think the answer is correct. D, 1st January 2027. Yes, this is revenue above 50 million, not below 50 million. So, by the next year, the companies needs to be ready for the implementation. So, this is applicable to almost all the companies, 1st January 2027. Next. So, how MATs can help in this process of e-invoicing? So we have different steps for how do we go about the invoicing system for our clients. The first thing is gap assessment. During the gap assessment, we will be doing a regulatory and compliance review and the current VAT invoicing practices, how are we invoicing right now, and assessment of any FTA structured invoice requirement, how the FTA has given the mandatory 50 field. Those 50 fields we need to implement in the system. And also we will review internal control related to the invoice issuance and approval. So those assessments are done by MATS. Apart from that, ERP and data review, we will be doing review of accounting software and how do they generate structured e-invoices, and also the system integration readiness, whether the ERP you have is already ready or we need to make some changes. There is any upgrade is needed or there is any add-on. And master data accuracy, as Preeti suggested, the clean master data is needed. For example, the TRN number, the address, the name, every field should be clean to avoid any problem in future. And apart from that, we will be also doing FTA approved ASP coordination. So ASP coordination means the businesses cannot directly make the e-invoices. So we will be doing the validation, the formatting, and the transfer to the ASPs and coordination between the ASP before the FTA, it is uploaded to the FTA site. Those kind of coordination and rechecking all the data to avoid any issue in the timing. We should not delay the invoices. For that, the coordination will be done from our side. And implementation and compliances. So time to time, the team will be checking the compliance issues. Is there any implementation issue? If the timely generation of invoices are happening, if the FTA is sending any messages, those kind of things we have to do the coordination. That's it. You can go to the next slide. Yes, here we'll go for the question and answer round. Now I'll invite Preeti to join.
Yeah, so I would request you all, if you have any queries regarding e-invoicing system, as we all know that is a completely new system being introduced in UAE. So please, you can put your queries in the chat box. We would be happy to answer. We got one question right now that regarding in case of group companies, whether the revenue threshold will be taken up separately or total aggregate value to determine the phase, maybe the timeline. Yeah. So in this regard, I would like to say that in case of group companies, we need to check whether the separate TRN number is there, whether they are filing their separate VAT return or trade license is separate. If all three conditions are satisfied, then it will not be aggregated. It will be taken up separately. But in case their VAT return is group filing, even if they have a separate VAT TRN number, trade license number, so in that case, FTA may aggregate this value and they will be judged on the basis of the total, means the sum of both the group companies together to judge the turnover threshold, like 50 million AD, right now the phase one threshold we need to judge. So in that case, if there is any group VAT return filing, there can be a aggregation. But in other case, if everything is separate, then we don't need to sum up the turnover. So accordingly, I would like to say there will be these type of two scenarios. Next is how to deal if we sell to a customer who is not registered in FTA. Yes, this problem will be being faced during the first phase only, because after phase one, everything will be streamlined. For every all of the supplier buyer, they will be coming in the e-invoicing system only. So if we talk about those customers, for that we will get more clarity from FTA itself. They are going to provide us more clarity. But even then, we are not exempted. In case the customer is not registered in FTA, we are not exempted to prepare the e-invoice and issue the invoice and provide to FTA. So as a compliance perspective, even then we need to do the compliance. Even if our customer is not registered, we need to do it. And this will be managed by the ASP, the middle layer itself. And for this, definitely we will get more clarification from FTA. What about VAT filing after e-invoicing? Will it be automatically generated as the system may be having full information of sales and purchase? Yeah, for that, I would like to tell that yes, VAT return may be automatically generated because there is each and every information is available. And in that case also, definitely FT will provide us more clarification. But yes, there is a possibility that VAT return is automatically generated in the portal itself because FTA has total information. If you opt for bulk. Next is, if you opt for bulk upload, what is the time frame for uploading files weekly, monthly, quarterly? No, it will be time frame is not exactly provided in the guidelines provided yet, but it will be a shorter period only, maybe weekly time something, but it will be provided to us during due course by FTA itself. But yes, bulk upload is a very good option for those clients who are not doing ERP, who have not implemented any ERP system. But it will be a shorter period. It will not be so longer period like monthly, quarterly. Most probably it can be weekly. Okay, how to deal with invoices if there is a mistake in invoice? Can we correct it after it is submitted? Okay, so in this regard, I would like to say that in case, yes, it can be corrected, but in case there is something like we need to cancel that invoice and we need to issue a reduced price invoice, something like that, which we generally do at present practice also. In that case, we need to generate electronic credit or debit note. That will be mandatorily. We cannot directly cancel the current invoice and generate a new invoice. For that purpose, we need to generate electronic credit note or debit note. And even if those could not be generated timely, there are penalties on that also, which is 100 AED per invoice and capped at 5,000 AED per month. So yes, the mistake can be corrected, but in case of cancellation of invoice, it cannot be done. We need to issue electronic credit or debit note.
Abhay, can you also open the FTA guideline, the PDF? Yeah. Yes. I think page number 25. So here we can see this deemed supply margin scheme where VAT is calculated only on the profit margin free zone. So this guideline is given by the FTA very recently, 23rd Feb, and it has given lot of scenarios. So those who wants to know more in detail, like for example, a non-VAT registrant or a free zone or a reverse charge mechanism, it's given in the guideline. A lot of information is given in this guideline.
Yeah, even I would like to add up that these guidelines are very detailed. We may again take up a webinar again in a month or so, so to explain each and every component of the guideline as well in future. And right now, responsibilities of ASP, receiver, issuer, everything is mentioned in this guide. It's a 46-page guideline. And all the sometimes because there are some confusions are being arisen, and many of us are sending some queries to the FTA itself, whether it is applicable on free zone, whether it is applicable on deemed supply, export sale. So there are many queries coming. That's why they have given us very well clarity on those perspectives in the guide itself. So I would like to say, in case you also have any queries which we could have not have answered here, or you have queries even after the session, we are very happy to welcome your queries. We will be taking up your queries later also. You can contact us very well. And I hope we have answered all your queries.
And the presentation, last. Yeah.
These are our contact details, as many of you are old clients and some are new clients. So for all of them, we have just put everything here, contact numbers, our website, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn links, our office details. So everything is here. You can directly contact us for any queries to us.
Excuse me, ma'am. There is one more question in the chat.
Is there? Okay, let me see. Yeah, let me see. What if our supplier has issued incorrect invoice as purchase invoice in a record? We can be amended. Also, who will bear the credit or debit note charges? So in this regard, I would like to clarify in case there is any incorrect invoice received. So in that case, we can reject that invoice from the receiver side. As we said that issuer will issue and receiver will validate that information. So in that case, it can be rejected in the system itself by the receiver. But about the charges, if we talk about whoever needs to issue the credit or debit note, they will be bearing the charges because it will be from their end, from their e-invoicing ASP system. So the charge will be on that issuer, whoever is the issuer of the credit and debit note. Please add the scope of e-invoice for out of scope supplies. Yeah, we can take up this query separately regarding the scope of invoices. We can directly contact you and we'll take up this query with you. Yes, timeline will be provided by the FTA, but it is not yet provided in any of the guidelines issued by FTA. So right now, in this regard, there is no time limit provided. It will be a shorter period for sure, but time limit is not yet provided.
Preeti, maybe Nasim has pointed out that the invoicing requirements for out of scope supplies. Out of scope supplies means like the supplies which are made outside the country, especially when the shipment is going from China to India without touching the boundaries of the UAE, and the UAE company has to issue the invoices to the customer in India, which is actually there will be no VAT on that. So
Yeah.
in that case, those kind of scenarios, whether e-invoicing is required or not, that's his question actually.
Okay. So out of scope, basically export supplies he's talking about. So for
Yeah.
that, although there is no VAT invoice, commercial invoice, but e-invoice is mandatory and it is clarified in the new guideline provided by FTA itself, the latest guideline. It is very well written that for export, we need to issue the e-invoice for sure. Yeah, so I have got one another question regarding the issue of debit note denial. So in this case, I would say we can, this issue is a separate client issue, it can be, and this will be an operational issue. We can take up this operational issues at the time of gap analysis or at the time of actual process. So there will be a clarity on that part also. Right now, we don't have a clarity on this. Ministry of Finance has not clarified on this point. It will be an operational and it will be definitely coming up in due course.
And also, I just wanted to highlight that the new guidelines, which has been issued by the FTA on 23rd February, that means 4 days back. Okay, so I think all consultants are in the process of reviewing and understanding the several points in the e-invoicing. And maybe in future we will have more, after reading this, we will have more clarity on this, right?
Yes. We'll be having more clarity because there are so many issues discussed over there. And we will be definitely having some clarity is already been given and some clarity is in the process that FTA will again announce.
I
So I
think,
hope we have answered all the
we have
queries.
answered all the question. I think we can wind up. So I would like to thanks everyone who joined the webinar today. And we truly appreciate your time and patience and participation. Really appreciate those who answered in the chat box and they were engaged. I hope we were able to give you some information on e-invoicing. You can always be in touch with us if you have any question or you need any clarification. We are always here.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your precious time. Thank you so much.
Also, I would like to thank Preeti and Priya and also the technical organizers for conducting this event effectively and make it as a knowledgeable session. Thank you.
Thank you.